Yo, Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to rank the top 5 off-season moves so far. The top 5 off-season moves so far, from worst to best. Now, if you just saw the last video, what we did is we ranked the top 5 or 6 positions or coaches that had the most to prove for the upcoming season. So, you know, I think we got a lot to discuss. We got to see what's the best, what was the best value for what we did in the offseason. So let's talk about it. So number 5, I got to say number 5 would be, you know, re-signing Brandon Graham. Yes, in my opinion, that counts as an off-season move because Brandon Graham was a free agent at the end of last season. So, you know, we bring him back. I think it's important you bring Brandon Graham back because Brandon Graham has shown, you know, ability and just intangibles that don't really jump up on the traditional stat list for him. Like, he's great at hurries. He's great at QB pressures. He's probably the biggest play in Eagles franchise history with the strip sack on Tom Brady. You need that edge presence with Brandon Graham. He wasn't fully healthy last year, but I believe we will see a different Brandon Graham moving forward. Next, I think this move with Malik Jackson has to be next. I think bringing in Malik Jackson keeps Fletcher Cox fresh. It replaces a person in Tim Jernigan who had the reins at that secondary defensive tackle position, but didn't really get much done out of it. It solidifies another bull rusher. It gives us, you know, just that stability. That stability that we need. So I'm going to go 4, I'm going to go with Malik Jackson. 3, I got to go with Vinny Curry. Vinny Curry, he knows the system. Vinny Curry was here with us a Super Bowl season. He played so well, he earned himself a contract with the Buccaneers. That didn't pan out due to injury. Vinny Curry is severely, and I mean severely, underrated. Vinny Curry is a special, unique talent, and, you know, he just plays well with us. So, you know, Vinny Curry is one of those guys who gives it his all with the Philadelphia Eagles. We're like his hometown team. So, you know, I got to go Vinny Curry right there. Next, I got to go with Deshaun Jackson. So we had Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson, Vinny Curry. I'm going to go with Deshaun Jackson right here. Deshaun Jackson's give us something that we just haven't seen. We haven't had a deep threat with Carson Wentz, a reliable deep threat since Carson Wentz came into the NFL. He went from having no weapons in the first season to getting weapons in the second season with the emergence of Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey. Torrey Smith didn't quite pan out. He wasn't the deep threat we wanted him to be, even though he stayed healthy for most of that year. And, you know, last season, you know, Mike Wallace didn't pan out at all. We didn't really get anything out of Mike Wallace. He ended up just getting hurt. And I think Mike Wallace's time was pretty much coming to an end there anyway. So, you know, the number one thing has to be Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard changes the game for us. The most rushing yards out of the last 3 seasons go to Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, and Jordan Howard. But Ezekiel Elliott has had 300 carry seasons. Jordan Howard hasn't even touched that. Jordan Howard isn't featured the way Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott are featured, but he still finds himself 3rd on his list. Will let you know the type of player he is. Jordan Howard is a dynamic talent. Now, I don't think that the Philadelphia Eagles are done with the offseason moves. I don't think we're done at all. I think there's more moves to be made. You know, obviously every other pick is an honorable mention. We pick up that interior linebacker, LJ Ford, I believe his name is. We pick him up from the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's not much tape on him, just a little bit of preseason tape, but tape is tape. Anderson Sendejo, we picked that guy up. So, you know, I think everything else that didn't make the top 5 is an honorable mention because it fills a need. It fills a need. We don't have an interior linebacker, so we picked one up. We don't know how that's going to turn out. That could very well be the best acquisition of everything. Who knows? But I doubt it. Anderson Sendejo, you know, we lost Graham, so we needed a position to be filled right there. And also, a really big, huge honorable mention that was so close to making a top 5 list was just re-signing and restructuring Rodney McLeod. Rodney McLeod was missed more than we could imagine last season. Rodney McLeod was missed more than we can imagine last season. We lacked in safety play. Corey Graham got 1 too many snaps, in my opinion, but he had no choice because we were depleted. Yeah, things are looking real uppity up. So, yeah, another thing, if you caught one of my last live stream, basically what I was getting at was, you know, the last 10 Eagles well, not the last 10 Eagles, I'm sorry. The last 10 Super Bowl teams really had that first or second year player that stepped up. We had Corey Clement that stepped up. The Patriots had, you know, Sonny Michel, he stepped up. So who was going to be that first or second year player for us this year to step up? I got two candidates that come to mind when you think about something like this. I got either Dallas Goedert and I got Josh Adams. A lot of people not big on Josh Adams like I am. I think Josh Adams is going to prove a lot of people wrong this season because I feel like we need a driving force. I feel like when Jordan Howard comes out of the game, you need somebody who can do exactly what Jordan Howard did. Now, I don't think Josh Adams is on the level of Jordan Howard yet, but when we were third in rushing our Super Bowl season, we had Ajayi come in, then Blunt come in, or Blunt come in, then Ajayi come in. Then Clement was that change of pace guy. So when you have two big behemoths running the ball like that, you're wearing down that defense on another level. Now, we don't need to have a Jordan Howard come in and then a Duke Johnson come in for a screen pass. We need to constantly apply pressure on opposing defenses. So when you're applying pressure on opposing defenses, what's good that comes out of that basically is you get a lot of 8 in the box, and we want 8 in the box with Deshaun Jackson on the outside now. So long story short, the two guys that I think that'll make a big impact for us is either Josh Adams or Dallas Goedert. And I'm leaning more towards Josh Adams because how effective is Dallas Goedert going to be with Zach Ertz on the field? You know what I'm saying? How effective is he going to be with Zach Ertz on the field? Zach Ertz eats up a lot of those possessions. I would like to see us get Dallas Goedert involved in the game plan, man, because I think Dallas Goedert got the highest ceiling of any young player that we have. So we got a lot of stuff to look forward to, a lot of ways we can beat teams. Those videos are coming soon. A lot of X's and O's to be breaking down, man. It's going up from here.